Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We start with some breaking news this morning. We're hearing reports of a shooting that involved an officer. We're hearing reports that officer was shot at an apartment complex north of Castle Hills. This is happening on the 1300 block of Patricia at this time. We know that it's currently still an active scene at the Icon apartment complex. The suspect is reportedly barricaded inside his apartment. Now, around 5 this morning, we are told SWAT was on the way. This story is something that we're going to continue to follow throughout the morning. We have our Devin Karp, who will shortly be there, and a photojournalist who will be on the way this morning. But good morning. It's Sunday, 6 a.m., July 28th. Sarah, starting with some breaking news, also starting with some rain in our area this morning.
Yeah, that's right. We have had a few showers out there, but this is one of the last opportunities for us to see rain for quite some time, Sarah. Take a look at the radar right now. As you can see, a few showers moving up north through parts of the northwest side of Bexar County, but these showers have been moving through downtown San Antonio within the last about 30 minutes to an hour or so. This is that kind of heavier rain at times. There's no flashes of lightning here, but as you can see, there's been a good rain shower through Leon Valley. It's tracked up farther to the north. Right now, that rain is working its way through Fair Oaks Ranch, Scenic Oaks, up 281 from Bulverde up to Spring Branch. You can see there's also some showers moving through Medina Lake at the moment. Not much redeveloping on the south side of this shower complex, but I do expect about a 30% chance for a few showers throughout the day today. So not a washout by any means. Keep your afternoon plans, keep your outside plans. High temperature is just going to be 89. Just keep that keep that rain gear handy throughout the day in case you are one of the lucky ones to run across one of those showers. Otherwise, it's 76 degrees outside in San Antonio. Good morning. New Braunfels 76, 75 in Hondo, 73 in Tarpley, and 73 in Los Maples. After today, though, our rain chances go away for the week ahead, and temperatures are going to be on the rise. But I'll tell you how the aquifer has responded really nicely to this rain coming up in just a few minutes. Hey, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. When the pandemic swept the world, it was hard not to notice some people having strange, long-lasting, unexplained symptoms after supposedly recovering from COVID-19. They were left with what's called long COVID, a serious illness after you get the virus that can result in chronic, long, debilitating conditions. Now the medical community has accepted long COVID as an official condition, and those patients tell Courtney Friedman this is vindication.
Hello, I'm coming in. How are you?
This is an appointment 16-year-old Taylor Presson has every couple months, checking up on bizarre new symptoms that showed up immediately after she got COVID in 2022.
The fatigue was really extreme, but I could roll my ankles just by walking. I have rib subluxations, so at any one point I can talk to you and have a rib pressing into my lung. I slept a lot, and I started to have a lot of full body pain, to the point that when I went to physical therapy, I taped both of my ankles, both of my knees, and wore ankle braces.
Her doctors would not relate these issues to COVID, calling her debilitating joint issues growing pains.
When you were explaining your symptoms, what were the doctors' reactions?
Sometimes it was amazement, and sometimes I actually had doctors argue back with me, saying that a human body can't do that because I can dislocate part of my foot.
Her mom, Amy Presson, had to advocate for her daughter.
You've got that mama bear thing going on too. Look at your binder. Show us your binder. I mean,
my binder has like lab report.
She can be lighthearted now, but in the beginning, it was no laughing matter.
So you go from specialist to specialist and try to have your symptoms believed. I know she would come home and just cry.
But those tears dried up when they finally met Dr. Monica Verduzco Gutierrez from UT Health San Antonio. She's one of the world's leading experts on long COVID, the now official condition referring to the lasting, ranging symptoms that hit after a bout of COVID. She was just one of 20 people who, for the last year and a half, put a paper together describing long COVID. At the direction of Health and Human Services, the National Academy of Medicine just approved the paper listing long COVID as an official condition.
Finally, you're no longer being told that's not possible or you're wrong.
We know that you can have a mild case and still develop long COVID.
Exactly, right. See, people, I had mine where it's literally like sniffles, like it felt like allergies. And so, and then I got long COVID.
Part of Gutierrez's passion is that she's also a patient. Her main symptoms, severe fatigue.
If I could easily before go run a half marathon, I would go and run 3 miles and then not be able to run or anything for days and be very exhausted from that. The other thing was having, palpitations or having heart rate changes and feeling really bad with that. I also had really bad migraines and also was getting really bad hives and rashes.
The paper lists over 200 symptoms that could be included in a long COVID diagnosis. The main symptoms Gutierrez sees are autoimmune disorders like POTS, fatigue, heart problems, lung problems, migraines, diabetes, asthma, brain fog, or even dementia onset. The condition's designation is a huge deal, considering it can be confusing to doctors when a patient has multiple seemingly unrelated symptoms. The theory is that all organs can be affected and all issues could be caused in some way by inflammation. That's where the next step comes in, training medical professionals to spot these symptoms and immediately refer to a long COVID specialist.
So now how do we get it to the people at the front lines, to primary care, to, for other clinicians to understand the definition? Hopefully we start teaching about it more in medical schools and in residencies.
The solution then would be speeding this up and making sure that the education and dissemination is a key focus.
Exactly. Now it's getting it out there.
Getting patients in quickly is crucial because there are therapies helping ease these symptoms. Less than a year ago, we went along with Dr. Gutierrez to one of her long COVID therapies that she also prescribes her patients. It's called flow therapy, typically used for heart patients. It helps blood flow through the body from the legs all the way up. It's helped immensely, giving Gutierrez the energy and ability to work on this paper and see her patients.
They feel okay right now from what I'm feeling.
The godsend therapy for Taylor and many other patients has been constant physical therapy.
I haven't taped my knees in probably over 6 months. I haven't worn ankle braces in about a year.
Seeing her now, you'd never know she has long COVID. This girl is the busiest teen we've ever met.
Wake up at about 5 a.m. because I have to be at school at 6 to be an athletic trainer, because we just finished with spring football right before school ended. And then I have my usual school day of doing GT and college courses. And then after school, I become PEP officer, where this coming year, I'm going to help lead a team of over 100 ladies.
The problem with therapy, it costs money. And for years, most long COVID therapies haven't been covered by insurance. Many debilitated patients also have had issues getting on disability. Gutierrez and the Pressons hope that now changes with this official medical recognition.
There was a report also made to the Social Security Administration to say, like, okay, these are the 200 plus symptoms. They can be debilitating adults and children.
But when more of these diagnoses are finally made, there needs to be more places for patients to go. There are only about 40 long COVID clinics in the country, not even one per state. Luckily, there's one at UT Health San Antonio, but the wait list is not short. Years ago, when we started interviewing these long COVID patients, it was up to 6 months. Now, thankfully, it's dropped to about 2. Gutierrez says UT Health now also has a grant to make their clinic a one-stop shop.
Meaning, like, when you come to see me, that also there might be a physical therapist that's there, or there might be the pulmonologist that's there if you need that.
Meanwhile, the other solution Gutierrez needs to see is more research on long COVID to find out things like, are people with certain genes more at risk? Amy's husband, Taylor's dad, also has long COVID, but sadly has not responded to any treatments.
His symptoms, dizziness, fatigue, he had lots of falls, had to start using mobility devices, cane, walker, a standard wheelchair, and just recently she ordered him a custom wheelchair because he can't even sit upright and hold his neck up. Like, he has such extreme muscle weakness that he has to be fully reclined.
So while the whole Bresson family continues to fight,
Give me a deep breath.
they want the world to know this.
It really can happen to anybody of any age.
It doesn't matter if you're young or old or healthy or not, woman, man.
So if you're having trouble getting a diagnosis on some seemingly random symptoms, tell your doctor about long COVID. Get some tests run and see a specialist. You can call the long COVID clinic here at 210-450-6470 or head to their website. All of this information also on KSAT.com. For Solutionaries, I'm Courtney Friedman.
So if you want to see more stories from our Solutionaries series, just scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen. You can find them on our Solutionaries YouTube channel. We do want to give an update to that breaking news that we brought to you at the top of our 6 o'clock hour. We do have it confirmed that an officer was shot in a shooting just north of Castle Hills. A suspect is barricaded in an apartment complex, and the SWAT team is working with SAPD. They're about to hold a press conference in about 10 minutes. We have a crew on the way, and we'll bring you those updates in just a bit. For now, it's 6:11 and 76 degrees. Let's take a look outside with live cam. Hey, I woke up to some rain this morning, and there are some showers in our viewing area. How long will they stick around for? Sarah Spivey will have an update for us when we come back. Oh my gosh, Sarah, around 5:30 this morning, It started pouring at my house.
The showers are coming down in a clip. It's that typical, tropical air around us. So if you do happen upon a shower, it's going to come down pretty hard. And there have been a few showers this morning. Throughout the day today, there's about a 30% chance. So again, it's not a slam dunk as far as rain goes in your backyard, but where the rain is falling, it is falling hard. You can see that the shower has moved through San Antonio and is now pushing through parts of the hill country, the areas that received a lot of rain by this time last week, but can always use some more. Bergheim, Sisterdale, Candelia, Spring Branch, Smithson Valley up toward Fisher, and also right over Medina Lake at the moment. The rain is coming down where it's happening. There's not really any lightning strikes with this rain across the hill country. There are a few showers out near Lavaca County, just north of Hallettsville, also down south toward Goliad, and in between DeWitt and Karnes County at the moment. But I want to show you just how much rain has fallen from these quick showers that move through San Antonio. Let's take a look at some of the rainfall amounts. You can see it's very streaky in nature right through central Bexar County. Most folks missed out on the rainfall, and most folks missed out south and east of San Antonio. But take a look at this one shower that happened right over Leon Valley. Take a look at this. To the northwest of Medina Valley, quick half-inch of rainfall over some of these neighborhoods. We can actually go down to a street view. This is Mainland Drive there, right near Bandera. So again, impressive rainfall just from those isolated showers that have been moving through. And the aquifer since July 5th has been up more than 8.5 feet. So impressive rainfall right along the Edwards Aquifer recharge zone. But keep in mind that we're still well below average by more than 20 feet. So we need even more rainfall in San Antonio. Pardon me, I guess I'm losing my voice early this morning. Temperatures in the 70s, 77 in San Antonio, 77 in Del Rio, 77 in New Braunfels, and 79 in Eagle Pass, 79 in Laredo. Here's a look at the futurecast. This is what I mean by a 30% chance for a few isolated showers throughout the day today. Hit or miss. You know what? Don't cancel your outdoor plans. Keep them. In fact, just make sure you have a quick plan to duck inside if you happen upon one of these showers. Very isolated. This one shower, it could be anywhere around San Antonio and south central Texas this afternoon. So 30% chance throughout the day today. With the loss of daytime heating after sunset, we'll see our rain chances go away, not only for the day, but also for the week ahead. So in your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 82 by noon, 30% chance. Take a look at these winds. Winds are going to be breezy too today from the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. A few gusts of up to 20 miles per hour. 89 for the high. July, not too bad for the end of July to see the high in the 80s. And then by this evening, temperatures will be near 80 degrees by 9 p.m. All right, here's a look at those highs in your neighborhood. 95 Del Rio, 93 Eagle Pass, 88 in Uvalde, 89 New Braunfels, 88 in Gonzales, and 88 in Pleasanton. It'll be 94 in Laredo. But take a look at what happens to highs over the next few days. Today is going to be our last day where we see highs in the 80s for quite some time. As we round out July and enter into August, temperatures are going to be much closer to the average high of 96. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It's going to be that typical summery, hot and humid weather, all because that heat high will be directly above Texas. Now, even though it is going to be hot in San Antonio, other parts of the nation are going to experience the heat at a higher capacity, including Wichita, Kansas, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Fort Worth. Temperatures all the way in the triple digits, extending up through North Texas, even up toward parts of Nebraska. So at least it's not going to be that hot in San Antonio, but things are going to be moving back to what is considered normal this time of year. Fairly dry weather, high temperatures in the upper 90s. Plenty of sunshine. Hey, at least some folks are going to be able to get some yard work done because it has been pretty, rainy for the part of July. And so I know that I need to mow my lawn. I'll take advantage of this quiet weather pattern and do so.
Yeah, and just taking it all in before August comes.
Before it gets, August is our hottest month of the year. And by the way, I do have an update on the tropics, something we're watching out there in the Atlantic.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. It's 6:19, 76 degrees after the break. Zaria Oates takes us inside one of the only 2 military hospitals in the U.S. that is helping military families with their dreams of becoming parents. First, take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 964, Fireball 2, Daily 4, 3683, Fireball 7, Cash 5, 13, 15, 18, 23, 27, Texas Lotto 7, 10, 15, 16, 24, 29, and Powerball 3, 31, 37, 40, 64, Powerball 17, Power Play 3. Good luck. Helping dreams of being a parent come true, Brooke Army Medical Center is one of only 2 military hospitals in the U.S. where patient can get 100% of their infertility treatments done in one place. Zaria Oates takes us inside the procedure room and shows us how this service in San Antonio is helping military families across the country.
Infertility.
We tried for 4 years for my daughter.
It impacts 1 in 6 people across the world, according to the World Health Organization. Brooke Army Medical Center is working to make the complex process more manageable. Lieutenant Colonel Samantha Simpson is the Division Chief of Reproductive Services.
We've been recognized for good fertility outcomes.
Like in Amanda Fisher's case. She's done fertility treatments for 2 kids now. The first was in North Carolina.
I had to travel 4 hours, and I was going every other day for ultrasound.
But at BAMC,
I got pregnant the very first round of IUI.
At BAMC, you can get all the procedures done in one place. A convenience for Isabel Polk, who lives at Fort Cavazos in Killeen.
It was all in one integrated place, which is convenient for me because I only have to drive to one hospital. I think so if I needed the pharmacy, the fertility clinic, it's all in one space.
The cost can also be almost non-existent with the military's TRICARE insurance because they're also training OBGYN residents.
In order to be able to adequately train our OBGYNs in the military to go off and serve overseas or wherever they're going to go, they need exposure to IVF. We are able to keep the cost really low comparable to civilian facilities because of that benefit.
While you have to have military insurance to be seen at BAMC, you don't have to be stationed in San Antonio.
We do have some out-of-state patients who travel here to get IVF that we work up remotely and then they come here because of the cost benefit.
They're always working on improvements, but Simpson and her patients are pretty content.
We meet national outcome targets for pregnancy percentages and live birth percentages with just basically, a 4-man team. It's 2 doctors, 2 nurses, and then an administrative assistant.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
If you're looking for something to do today, is National Water Park Day. So SeaWorld San Antonio is celebrating by offering guests free Aquatica cups while supplies last. You can also enjoy everything from water slides, wave pools, and more. And for those that enjoy art, how about visiting the Sunday Art Fair happening today from 11:30 to 3 p.m. at Hotel Contessa. That's located at 306 West Market Street. You will be able to browse local artists, enjoy small bites, and purchase some of that artwork that's being showcased. It's 6:28, 76 degrees. We'll be right back. Good morning. It's 6:30 on this Sunday, July 28th. I can't believe we're still in July. It just keeps on going on. But Sarah, I will take it because I think, July has been so kind to us weather-wise with all this rain and cooler temps.
And we had some rain this morning,
Amazing.
Sarah. So throughout the day today, there's a small 30% chance for you to see additional rain in your backyard. But many neighborhoods around San Antonio got rain in the last hour or so. There's a passing shower that's currently working its way through parts of the Texas Hill Country. You can see where some of that rain is right now near Medina, near Pipe Creek at the moment. And then we're also seeing some of that push through parts of northern Comal County into Blanco County. A wider view, I don't want to forget about our friends southeast of San Antonio. We've got some thunderstorms moving through Beeville, Goliad, some heavy showers moving through Yorktown and Cuero at the moment. Earlier we had a shower pass through Hallettsville. That's moving to the north. The southeast portion of our viewing area, the areas that are getting some of the thunderstorms right now, have the better chance for rain throughout the day today. And around San Antonio, again, it's about 30%. So don't cancel your outdoor plans, but just have a backup just in case to quickly duck inside. 82 at noon, that's it. We'll be looking at a high temperature of only 89 this Sunday, and again a 30% chance for a few showers. It's going to be breezy too, southeast winds at about 15 miles per hour at times. After today's rain chance though, the tap turns off and it ends up being a pretty dry end to July and start to August. Let's take a quick check of the tropics because there is one area out here. I'm going to circle it right here. You can see kind of disorganized thunderstorms expected to move northwest and has a 40% chance of developing into a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next 7 days. We'll keep our eye on that system. For now though, you just need to know the next week it's all about the heat. I'll tell you how hot it'll get and comparing this July to last year. You're going to want to stick around for the dramatic comparison. Sarah,
thank you. So new this morning, we have confirmed that there has been a shooting where an officer was shot. This happening in an apartment complex on the north side in 1300 Patricia Drive. So we first heard about activity of shots being fired around 3 this morning. And at last check, we heard that the suspect is reportedly barricaded inside his apartment unit. And around 5 o'clock this morning, we were told that SWAT is on the way. Again, this is a shooting at an apartment complex north of Castle Hills where we have it confirmed that a police officer has been shot. We don't know his condition or what led up to this shooting. We do have our Devin Karp, who is on the way with the photojournalist to give updates. I know SAPD was giving a press conference just about 10 minutes ago, so hopefully we will give you the latest in just a bit. It's been 2 months since 80-year-old Heidi Silkworth was killed after being caught in the crossfire of a shooting downtown. Now, San Antonio police say they've arrested the teenagers that allegedly killed her. Silkworth was in a car leaving a graduation ceremony at the Alamo Dome when she was shot on Cesar Chavez Boulevard near Southtown. 19-year-old Jacob Rios and an unidentified 16-year-old were arrested last night and are being charged with murder. So this is 19-year-old Jacob Rios, one of the teens charged with murder. Chief William McManus claimed the night during that shooting, the two suspects had just robbed someone near the scene, and the victim that they tried to rob was armed and began chasing and shooting at them. That's where the crossfire killed Silkworth. Chief McManus also said the two teens could be facing more charges. And 17-year-old Chloe Belichick's life was taken too soon. She died Thursday after a tragic accident that left her in the hospital on Wednesday. San Marcos police say the car that Chloe was riding in just 3 nights ago was hit and stranded in the middle of the road Moments later, a pickup truck rear-ended the car that she was in, sending her to the hospital where she later died. Chloe's family and friends came together last night to honor her and the legacy she's leaving behind.
We are gathered today to celebrate Chloe Belichick's life. This beautiful, determined, kind-hearted soul that touched all of us.
Tragedy is devastating, but we miss her already.
She really touched so many people's heart.
It makes you feel good as a parent that I guess I did do something right.
To hear more from those who knew and loved Chloe, just head to our website, KSAT.com. Well, hundreds of firefighters now working around the clock to battle a massive fire. This happening in Northern California. It's being called the 7th largest fire in the state's history. ABC's Johnny Fernandez with the latest as Park Fire is now burning more than 500 square miles.
The Park Fire in Northern California burning an area larger than Los Angeles. Authorities say what began as a suspected case of arson is now at least 10% contained. The flames fueled by extremely dry conditions, gusty winds, and one of the hottest summers on record.
There was just a perfect wave of everything coming together to make aggressive fire behavior. From the slope, the terrain, topography.
At least 130 structures have already burned, thousands more threatened.
The sheer number of wildfires burning is absolutely staggering. We have 100 in the U.S., 900 in Canada. That's why we have so much smoke in both countries, basically, causing hazy skies out there. The most concentrated smoke, though, right near that explosive Park Fire. You could wake up to an orange, reddish, kind of Mars-like appearance to the sky.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in the fire zone.
This fire has consumed everything in its path, including what's left of this house. The fireplace, the only thing left standing, and in the kitchen, it's still smoldering.
More than 4,000 people under evacuation orders in Butte County.
I can assure you that we are working very closely with our counterparts in CAL FIRE to get those places opened as soon as we possibly can. There are a lot of factors that we ultimately have to consider, and the first and foremost is whether or not it is safe to allow people to return.
Jen Robbins lost everything in 2018 during the Camp Fire in nearby Paradise. These pictures show how close the flames came as she and her daughter escaped through a tunnel of fire.
I don't know how I was able to drive here, but I was shaking so hard and just crying. When I arrived here, I just got out of the vehicle and collapsed and was throwing up.
And that extreme heat helping to fuel those fires in the west is expected to spread across the country, with above average temperatures forecast from coast to coast through the first week of August. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
So last month, Toyota recalled over 100,000 trucks and SUVs over engine issues, and now they say they're going to replace each one of them. So that applies to just some models for the model year 2022 to 2023 Tundra pickup trucks and Lexus GX SUVs. Good news for owners, though, you won't have to pay for it. Toyota says owners should be notified by the end of the month. Okay, Southwest Airlines announced some big news changes that passengers will soon be seeing, including seat assignments on red-eye flights. So Zaria Oates caught up with some travelers this week at the San Antonio International Airport to see how they feel about these changes.
In 2025 at Southwest Airlines, when you go to buy a flight or even just when you're checking in for your flight, instead of just seeing your name and a gate number and your boarding pass, you'll actually also see an assigned seat number.
I'm actually kind of sad about it. My family flies Southwest a lot, and so I kind of like that we can just get on and go sit where we want because I can go get an exit row if I don't want to sit by people.
A Southwest Airlines press release says the company, quote, expects to broaden its appeal and attract more flying from its current and future customers, end quote. That includes the addition of red-eye flights, a new corporate role for its development and new rollouts the company says are already happening, and of course, assigned and premium seating.
From my understanding, if there's a little more legroom and things like that, I'd be interested. I think it would be something different and new to try out.
I think it's a good gesture, but I think they need to do a trial run before they actually implement it completely.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Sarah, maybe that guy should run Southwest. A trial run, right? That sounds like a good idea. All right, 641, 76 degrees. Let's take a look outside with live cam. Hey, we had some showers around our viewing area this morning. Are they going to stick around? And are the cooler temps that we've been enjoying? How much longer are we going to have them for? Sarah Spipo, let us know when we come back.
Nearly 1.9 million people are newly diagnosed with cancer each year. Here's how you can help in San Antonio. On Sunday, July 28th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is partnering with Big Love Cancer Care to hold a blood drive at Chicken and Pickle. More than a quarter of blood supply is used by patients battling cancer, and Brooke Phillips was one of them.
We went through 2 years of treatment through chemotherapy, a bone marrow transplant, and she changed the lives of everybody that was around her. They're really strained for blood donations. I mean, I can't even find the words to express how valuable that is for a person to donate blood. This is a part of who we are as Texans.
More details on the blood drive are up right now on KSAT.com. And if you can't attend the event on Sunday, South Texas Blood and Tissue has open availability. We have the links to that on KSAT.
Okay, I know I woke up to showers this morning.
Yeah.
Some are still kind of lingering and are outside of our viewing area.
I think a lot of people will wake up to seeing, their driveways had some rain, their backyards, their front yards had a little rain, because we did have some move through in the overnight hours. But this has been a part of our weather pattern, the last several days. It's been pretty nice. I want to show you the stark difference last year to this year. This is a look at last year's highs since July 9th. Nearly every single day we were dealing with a high of above 100 degrees, at times as hot as 106. Meanwhile, this is a look at this year's highs so far since July 9th, and you can see at times we were dealing with temperatures 20 degrees cooler than last year. Highs have been in the 80s several days in San Antonio for this July so far. It has been very mild and a welcome change to what we saw last year at this time. So, can we expect the same in August? Well, as August starts, it's going to be pretty much back to the status quo. We're not necessarily going to be in the triple digits, but our highs are going to be well into the mid to upper 90s as we head into next week. I want to show you some improvements though. This is a look at the drought monitor from last week. You can see there's extreme drought out west, extreme drought in the hill country. This is the latest drought monitor, and you can already see some improvements there. A lot of that extreme drought has been downgraded out to the west. Now you'll notice there's still on the latest drought monitor some extreme drought across the hill country, but this is the catch. The drought monitor, the latest one, is from before 7 a.m. Tuesday. Now, what happened on Tuesday? We got a ton of rain across the Texas Hill Country on Tuesday. This is a look at the rainfall since Tuesday, 7 a.m. on Tuesday. That is not counted in the current drought monitor. You can see 4.5 inches of rain in Bandera, right over that area that's dealing with extreme drought. Nearly 3 inches of rain near Kerrville. Even at the airport, we've seen 0.85 of an inch of rain since Tuesday. So we are going to see massive improvements to the drought monitor, this upcoming drought monitor, which comes out on Thursday of next week. So we will keep you posted about that. We just wanted to put things in perspective for you. I think the drought situation is a lot better across the hill country than what the current drought monitor is showing. Now today we do have a 30% chance for a few passing downpours, but that's going to be it. After the chance for rain today, in the next several days, it is going to be fairly dry. So let's take a look at some of the rainfall right now over the last hour or so. Here's a look at those showers as they've moved through parts of San Antonio. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you the last 2 hours so that you can really see just how much rain has been moving through San Antonio the last 2 hours. Here's the loop. You can see it move through the entirety of San Antonio. It's now working its way up in parts of the hill country. And we do have plenty of showers and even a few storms for areas southeast of San Antonio, Yorktown, Beeville, Goliad, Victoria, even starting to work its way into Wilson County. So the radar a little bit more active than it was yesterday. So you should expect a little bit more rain than what we saw yesterday around San Antonio. We'll call it about a 30% chance for you to see additional rain in your backyard. And you can see that in the Futurecast by about 1 o'clock. A few showers and storms out there and spotty at best. So keep that in mind. Not everybody is going to see rain today. But once we lose the daytime heating, once we see the sun set, our rain chances are going to be done for the day, and it will be a fairly dry week ahead. In fact, no rain chances in the week ahead. So looking at your Sunday, Cloudy through about 10, then a few peaks of sunshine, 30% chance for an isolated shower or storm. It's also going to be breezy. We'll have a few winds gusting from the southeast at 25 miles per hour. 89 for the high temperature today, 87 in Kerrville, 86 in Fredericksburg, 89 in New Braunfels, 95 in Del Rio, and 94 in Laredo. And then temperatures are going to be on the rise. We're looking at highs back into the mid to upper 90s. Even though that is hot and a lot hotter than what we've been dealing with the last few days, that is fairly close to average, Sarah. So we're not looking at extreme heat in San Antonio by any means, just kind of back to what we're used to for the end of July and as we head into August. And again, a massive improvement from last year. I mean, you remember last year,
horrible.
Our grass was brown and crunchy, and we were dealing with even more intense drought. So even though we're going to go back to a pretty dry weather pattern, I'm looking back on July with a lot of gratitude.
Right, and the ground was so dry, and so hopefully maybe we don't get to those extreme, 105 every day in August with this moisture that we have in the ground. But I mean, we can't say that for sure, but I'm trying to be positive here.
And if we do hit 100, we'll let you know.
Absolutely.
Begrudgingly, but we'll let you know.
Thank you, Sarah. It's 6:50, 76 degrees. Sarah, did you see this movie this weekend?
I did not, although, I kind of want to.
I know, so does my husband. So after the break, all the Marvel fans out there, a big actor returning to the MCU, and the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie expected to hit big numbers this weekend.
And let's take a look at your lotto. Your pick 3 is 964, Fireball 2, Daily 4, 3, 6, 8, 3, Fireball 7, Cash 5, 13, 15, 18, 23, 27.
Texas Lotto 7, 10, 15, 16, 24, 29, and Powerball 3, 31, 37, 40, 64, Powerball 17, Power Play 3. Good luck. Okay, Marvel fans, take a look at this. Robert Downey Jr. is returning to Marvel's Avengers films, not as Iron Man, this time as a villain. Marvel Studios kicked off its return to San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, and the announcement was made there with an unmasking reveal. He'll be playing Victor Von Doom, otherwise known as Dr. Doom, in one of the upcoming Avengers movies. Speaking of Marvel, the reviews are in for Deadpool and Wolverine. That has hit theaters this weekend. The movie stands at an 80% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, placing the third Deadpool flick behind the Deadpool 2 that had 84% and the original had 85%. So the new film is also expected to bring in somewhere around $160 to $180 million this weekend.
Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? I stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains.
Okay, that's Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan in the new teaser trailer for A Complete Unknown. It's our first official look at the Dune and Wonka star turn as the iconic folk singer-songwriter, and he sings A Hard, Hard Rain's Gonna Fall in the trailer. A Complete Unknown is set to arrive in theaters in December. Sarah, I'm excited about this.
I do think it's impressive that he sounds so much like him without it being a parody, because it can be very easy to parody Bob Dylan's
Also,
voice,
I just think they cast him so well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well. Back to that breaking news that we brought. There is a shooting happening just north of Castle Hills. This is on the 1300 block of Patricia Drive. This is a live shot. We now have a photojournalist and our Devin Karp on the scene. We're waiting for an update. A police officer was shot at this shooting, and we know that a suspect is barricaded in the apartment complex, and SWAT is handling the situation. When we come back at 8 a.m., we will have an update on this shooting where an officer was shot on the north side.